Good day, Darlington County School District, and welcome back to another In the Know, our second of the month of September. And we are at the end of September, which means we are getting very close to the end of the quarter. So we have already completed 8 weeks of school, and one more week and we will be finished with first quarter. That also comes with our fall break that we have coming up as well. So that means the year's going by very quickly. Again, lots of work that is being done as we are working to help our students be as successful as possible academically, but also in those other areas with extracurricular activities, bands, sports, clubs, all those good things that we have going on. So wanted to update on the most recent board meeting that we had. We had a work session this past Monday. And work sessions are where we get a chance to talk a little bit more in depth about items that will usually become items that are presented at the regular board meeting too. So it gives us a chance to kind of work through how we are going to present those items and work out any details that we need to. For example, on policies. So we did have a chance to talk through policies. We had first reading policies at the last board meeting, and so any questions that the board may have had about those first reading policies, primarily they were associated with instructional materials and how parents/guardians could make a complaint about instructional materials and what that process was. So we've updated our policy. We already currently had a policy in place, but this adds the new state form that will be placed on our website, and every school district will be using that same form for parents or guardians to be able to ask for instructional materials to be reviewed. So we also talked about the new cell phone policy. Every school district is having to implement a cell phone policy. We talked briefly about it at the last regular board meeting, and so at the work session we were able to dig in a lot more on the details. And as I've said in the past, we implemented at the beginning of the year the protocols for no cell phone use during the school day. Nothing is changing with that. So we will continue forward with what we had set in place at the beginning of the school year. And as far as consequences, the consequences that we currently had in place will continue, so no modifications to those as well. We just have to put it in policy format, and it does have to go through 2 readings, so we'll be taking that at the October board meeting for first reading. We also talked a little bit more in depth. We have some capital projects that are going on. The new school that we're building in the Darlington area is the biggest capital project, but we also have some other smaller projects that are going on, and just updating the board where we are on some of those. So whether it's awnings that are being replaced at schools, bathrooms that are being refurbished, fencing that may be putting up for security, and some of the other security items as well. So we had good conversation about progress and where we are with those smaller projects that we have. We also did more of an in-depth dive on the school test scores and district test scores, primarily the mean scores that I look at for SE Ready and for end of course. And so comparing our mean scores to other districts and other schools. So out of all the elementary schools, where do our elementary schools rank based on their mean scores that they had? So I had a presentation for the board talking through how we compare. I update the board every year. We have a running list of those scores and how we compare year to year to our peers, and what this year was compared to last year. So we went through that information, and then also looking at some of the subgroups and some of the gaps that we may have between subgroups and our regular students. So for example, special needs students and the gap that's there with regular ed students versus special needs students, or students in poverty, which is a very large part of our population that we have in Darlington County. So had a chance to just dig into more details with the board, and then Dr. Nichols had a chance to talk a little bit about the curriculum instruction side and what we are doing as a team in curriculum instruction to help improve and help support our schools, but also what we are doing across the district with our schools and the plans that they have in place. I know all of our schools have plans based off of the data that they've looked at over the past few months. And we're a quarter of the way through the school year, so those are fully implemented. And hopefully we'll have some good data coming back by mid-year or mid-semester, either one, of what those new initiatives are looking like for our schools. Another item we talked about at the board meeting is there was a discussion about outside food being brought into our schools. And so we've noticed an uptick where parents have been showing up to our front offices with bags of fast food, food being picked up and brought in to be dropped off for students. And so we don't do that in the Darlington County School District. And so we are putting a statement out for our schools at the request of our principals that they would like support from the district level. And of course we talked to the board about support for their level as well. But bottom line is that for safety and security reasons, having people in our buildings that are there just to deliver food is not appropriate. And just from a disruption standpoint, as far as the adults in our building are focused on serving our students primarily with instruction. And so, having all of a sudden lots of people up in our lobbies delivering food, not a good look. So again, a message will be coming out district-wide on what that looks like, that we do not bring food in from the outside at lunchtime for our students, nor do we have delivery services deliver food for students. And actually that is true for adults too. So we do not allow delivered food because, again, these are individuals coming onto our campus that we don't know who they are. And so, safety and security, that's a big focus every day for us. And so, we will not have delivery people on our campuses delivering food. And that we do have certain folks that go off campus and come back. That's a different story. They are off campus and bringing their lunch back. That's okay. But having people deliver food's a different story. So you'll hear a message coming out from the district on this going forward. And again, we wanted to brief the board on that. This doesn't apply to, for example, elementary schools where if somebody's having a birthday, we certainly would want cupcakes. If somebody brought cupcakes in for the class, they can visit the classroom and celebrate the birthday with that particular class in the classroom with cupcakes and things like that. So still want to be able to honor that, but the bigger issue is with older students and with outside people coming onto our campus. So good discussion with the board, and that was pretty much everything that we had a conversation with this past Monday night. We had our Key to Career intern signing ceremony this past week, and we actually had it at St. John's. We've had it at the Mayo Conference Center since we have implemented the program, so this was a change for the first time. We had a scheduling conflict, and so we were able to host that at the St. John's Auditorium, and we really had a great turnout with our students and businesses. We had almost 80. We had 77 students that have been signed to internships this fall semester. That is the largest group that we've had since we've started the program. Each year I've been able to say that, so that's really exciting. So we have 77 of our high school students out in paid internships with various businesses that we have across Darlington County. We had over 32 of our businesses partner with us for fall internships. So again, thank you to our businesses and our agencies that are supporting our students by allowing them to intern, but also mentoring our students. That's a big part of this program as adults mentoring our high school students. So very encouraged about the numbers, and this should be, again, another banner year for us. Some other notable dates that we have on the calendar: the end of the first quarter, as I had mentioned earlier, will be on October 4th. Our fall break will be the following week, which is October 7th through the 11th. Remember, no students will be with us. All schools will be closed except the front offices, and district offices will be open. The next board meeting we have will be Monday, October 14th. Also, I want to mention for Human Resources and Benefits, our open enrollment continues over the next few weeks, and so that's a time where if you needed to change any of your items for insurance or beneficiaries, anything that you need to do with your benefits, any questions that you may have, open enrollment's the time to get that taken care of. You can contact our Human Resources Department to be able to schedule appointments, or if you just have any basic questions, they'll be able to help you with that as well. And that is everything that I have for this In the Know. As I always say, hug on your family members. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much we appreciate them sharing you with us. I'm very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you and all you do for the Darlington County School District, for our students most importantly, but also for each other. Thank you for everything that you do, and I'm grateful to be part of this wonderful school district. And I will see you the next time in the Know.